Early morning pickup. Someone needs to ride to the airport at 3 in the morning. I usually don't like these because it kind of kills my insurance. With Tesla insurance, any driving between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. you get a ding, which is stupid, especially if you're still using full self-driving. Anything else, following too close, etc., 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 does not affect you if you're using full self-driving. Late night driving does. It doesn't matter. This is one reason why Tesla may lose or does lose a lot of people on their insurance. I'm sorry, late night is usually the best, safest time to do any type of long distance driving. Especially if you're on a road trip. Now, only problem is this traffic light, for some reason, can sit here forever. Oh, it's finally switching. They finally put some sensors in here, so it's not as bad, but could have worked a lot better for the nighttime. I mean, come on, when I sit there that long, there's nobody around. Still working on all of my pictures and videos for the launch, but it's slow going. With driving all the time, it makes it hard to find time to work on the videos. Driving there to pick these people up, regular good customers, good people, and driving to the airport is the Valley Airport, so it's an hour trip from the island to the Valley Airport. So I'm driving there an hour, then I gotta drive back to the hotel, grab my stuff. I probably will head out to San Antonio again, or someplace like go up to McAllen and head out to San Antonio. The launch is over. It's dead on the island. Everybody's already left. Rides are really slow. So and I need to make money. I need to make more money right now to make up not driving all day Monday to film the launch. And not many views on my channel for the launch. What I'm down here doing, I get more views on the FSD videos. So I don't know. I enjoy, rocket launches and stuff like that. I enjoy filming them and doing them. I wish if I could tell you some of the stuff I know from the employees and stuff, but I'm not allowed. It's not public knowledge. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to tell you that. I drive more than anybody else, and I rely and depend. It's good. Yellow light, it knows it can make it, even though it's turning red as I'm going in the intersection. It technically could have stopped, but it would have been a really harsh stop. So it's nice it did not do that. I always hate those harsh stops trying to hit the yellow. But, it saw it, it had time. But I depend on FSD with the amount I drive. Because I know sitting here driving people 10 to 14 hours a day, there is no way I'm as alert as I am when I first start. Or shortly after I start. But FSD is. So it's going to be 2 hours. We're looking at that. I'm getting up here at 2:30, heading out there, picking them up, driving to the airport, and driving back. Should get me back about 4:30, half an hour after the thing. So that's going to be a kind of a hit there. But also, it's 40 miles there, 40 miles back. That's 80 miles already. Destination charger averages about 34, 35 miles per hour. So if I plug back in, I'll regain that in about 3 hours. So if I go back to sleep and get going again at 7:30, I should be back to my charge level again. I've had this car, bought it on the 11th, 4 months ago. So I'm at 4 months and 4 days now. And I've already put 47,333 miles on it. I've already replaced the windshield 3 times. I highly recommend you sign up for that Tesla windshield replacement program. Only $15 a month. Definitely worth it. I have already subscribed to the extended warranty at $60 a month. That would add me another 50,000 miles of warranty. Bumper to bumper warranty. Realistically, I'm only going to be subscribed for 4 or 5 months on that, so it's not a whole lot of money out of pocket on that. I really wish they had more of an extended warranty than just that. But that means for me, after 12 months, I will have no more warranty on this car. That's how much I drive. The warranty is only good for 1 year for me. So I always pray anything that is a warrantable would fail quickly for me. So far, nothing. My Model 3, the long range, with the performance boost that I have, that I bought in March of 2022, currently has 360,000 miles on it. No issues. Original battery. Okay, it's stopping for this yellow light. That's good because it knew it was going to definitely be red by the time we get there. Yeah, the Model 3, and that wasn't overly harsh. That was a nice, comfortable stop. But yeah, my Model 3, 360,000 miles. No real issues. Now, I'm not counting, suspension work. Yeah, I had the front suspension done. When you drive down here, if all these potholes and speed bumps and everything that I run into, it does a number on the suspension. But I've only done that once. And granted, both front and rear probably need it now. Also a few windshields. All this construction work, I mean, the last time I had the Model 3 windshield replaced, 1 week later, bam, a big circle crack in the right side. Then a week after that, another crack. And I'm like, no more. In this county, in this area of Texas, we no longer have to go for a yearly inspection. I'm just dropping it down to Sloth real quick, a little bit, to get the speed a little bit further down. Still, I'm not happy with the speed control there. Give us settings in the menu for chill, standard, what have you, how many we want to go over in those settings. It's comfortable at higher speeds, but these lower speed zones, no. And especially going through, speed trap towns, you definitely kind of don't want to be on Sloth, but you have to be on Sloth just to be safe. Because if I was in Los Fresnos, I would be getting pulled over for that easily. You think, oh, we got 10 miles leeway. No, not in all towns. They can still get you no matter what. The adaptive headlights are really nice. I mean, it's hard for me to drive the Model 3 now with all the features in the Y. So it's barely moved any. Do I keep it or do I sell it? How much can you sell a 2018 Model 3 long range with performance boost that no longer has full self-driving? I transferred it to this car. You can subscribe and still get the full self-driving. Version 12 actually works quite well on the Model 3. I miss it in a way. I miss driving it with the full self-driving. Since I transferred it here, I'm not paying on there, so it's not on there. And for me, it's really doesn't make sense for me to pay $99, $100 a month for full self-driving on a car that I only put maybe 60 miles on that entire month. No. Give me an option to pay daily, $10 whenever I do drive it. It'll be great. I would definitely do that. But it just sits there so much, I can't justify that when I only drive that car maybe 2 or 3 days. because I can tell you right now, autopilot and the basic cruise control on the Tesla, it feels like they have not touched that thing in years. It is just terrible. Come on, Tesla, you work on that a little bit, smooth that out a little bit. Just, take full self-driving and limit it to some features, but get the rest of the capabilities of full self-driving out there for your customer safety, at least. It's amazing how different the two are. And it's not like it's a different download. It's already there. It's already there. It's just you didn't subscribe, so it's not enabled. Now we're coming up to a gated community. Let's see how close it gets to the touchpad. I may have to do a little maneuvering here, but it'd be nice if I can get right to it. As it pulls up, it should see the gate, and it sees the touchpad. It's a little bit far. Yeah, I can't. Okay, it's backing up. Is it? I'm not doing this. How far is it going to back up to? No. Okay. I don't know where it's going. So I'm taking over here. It would have been nice if it would have kept or seen the box. Yeah, that's an edge cage. Re-enable. And it sees the gates open as proceeding. So that one little intervention, it didn't get close enough. I could have disabled it right there and opened the door and got out, or maneuvered over myself. And we want to make sure. Whoop, yeah, driveway. So it's going to the driveway. It would have been nice if it would have took care of it itself, but oh well. Hopefully they don't oversleep. I am here. Yep, there. It's been a nightmare. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. Really appreciate you doing this.
No problem.
Keith,
Yeah, we really tried not to have to ask you to do it.
I just want to see what the quick hit is real quick. Let's see our safety score. Wow. Daily breakdown. Late night driving, 14.2%.
is this on Tesla?
Tesla insurance, yeah. My safety score is now 87 for the day. Just that little bit of driving right now.
Really?
Before 4 a.m.
Oh, geez.
So I would have to see how much I have to drive today just to try
To
to get
clean it
back
up?
Yeah, I may have to put like 500 plus miles on it. But it's like
It's just because of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of,
yeah, anytime between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. But let's see how it gets out of here. Late night driving. And that is, coming here I only took over one time because it didn't get close enough to the keypad. Otherwise, I have not done any driving at all.
yeah, which happened last time. It was close, but not.
Yeah, but the thing is, the dinging for late night driving doesn't matter if the car's driving or not. All the other statistics, following too close, braking too hard, hard turns, rapid acceleration, all those, if it's on full self driving, does not count. You're not penalized for it.
Yeah.
But late night driving,
time.
it doesn't matter. The car is driving, not me.
Can you lose full self-driving then because of that?
No, just
Okay.
just makes your monthly insurance rate go up automatically.
Because you have Tesla insurance.
Yeah. So right here, it comes to a stop. It's waiting for the gate. It's backing up. Let's try this again. Get a little closer. And pull up a little close. It's trying to trigger the gate.
And this one's pretty close. There you go. Yeah. That is clever.
Yeah. Because it doesn't know exactly where the sensor is. So.
Yep. How is Tesla insurance? Is it less expensive? Have you found?
If you can keep that safety score good, it's less expensive. But there's other things. I do not care about the Tesla insurance.
Okay.
For one, I have had Tesla insurance for over 3 years now. But every 6 months when they renew insurance, the first 2 months they base it on a 90 safety score.
Okay.
So you pay more for a bad safety score for the first 2 months. Every 6 months.
It's not, okay.
It's like,
That's
I've been
odd.
with you for 3 years. I've never had anything less than 99 for the month.
Which is incredible. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I understand.
why not carry that over and say, oh, yeah, okay, he's always... No, they get that extra money for the first 2 months every year. So, I don't know. Maybe going back to, Progressive or another insurance company, would be cheaper in that aspect. But it's the thing is...
It'd be tough, I'll say. Well, you probably know, but putting that many miles on it a year, anybody's going to be hard.
But when it comes to Progressive and what have you, they kind of go by your word.
Okay.
No, as you can say, I do only 40,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
But Tesla insurance, you can't do that. They see exactly what you're doing in your car. They know exactly how many miles you have. So you can't really finagle it that way. So, I don't want to lie to the insurance company, so I will tell them I drive quite a bit, but I won't say I do 120,000 miles a year. But, the thing is, my first Model 3, the one I bought originally, the Standard Range Plus, that car was possessed. I mean, I had it exercised once. It didn't help. But I mean, that was a kind of a bad experience.
How long ago was that?
Well, I bought that in April of 2020.
Okay.
During COVID.
Okay.
In November of 2019, I put $3,000 in Tesla insurance, and when the pandemic hit, I just played with the insurance. I turned that $3,000 into $67,000, and I pulled out $42,000 paid cash. There in Louisiana, there's only one showroom in New Orleans, so they just delivered it straight to my house, dropped it off in the driveway in April of 2020. If I would have waited 3 weeks, I could have bought 3 Teslas.
Wow.
And that when I started driving, 1 week into driving that car, I'm sitting there driving to Lafayette, and this plumbing truck passes me by, and all these 12-inch plumbing connectors starts falling off the truck.
Oh my goodness.
First one takes out my left-hand headlight and turn signal area, just bam. 1 week. The service center in New Orleans, really good, really fast, got me in and out the same day, fixing that, no problem. 2 weeks after that, I'm heading back to Lafayette. Semi-truck passes me, tire blows out, takes out the exact same light. And I'm like,
blowouts can be really bad.
Yeah, I felt the car shift when it hit. And it did a little, dent up the fender. And the service center there in New Orleans did a great job. Replaced that, no problem. I was really happy with the New Orleans Tesla Service Center, which is the only service center in the state of Louisiana. And the state of Louisiana is trying to get them out of there. They don't want them there. They think if you have an EV, you need to go to another state. It's an oil-filled state. That's the way they are. They're very anti-EV. But they did a great job. Then in October, I come down here to see SpaceX. In the Standard Range Plus. That one only had like a 200-mile range on a full charge.
Mm-hmm.
And back then it was not easy because there was very limited superchargers.
That's like, yes. Yeah.
And this was also during the time with all these hurricanes that we had come in Louisiana.
Yep.
So at one point, Lake Charles was completely down because of hurricanes. Lafayette was down because there was no power. So the only supercharger you had was Baton Rouge and then Houston. There was nothing in between. When those two were down, there was no getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And like I say, Louisiana is very anti-EV, so it's still limited on supercharging. I can charge at home, no problem.
Yeah.
But a Standard Range was struggling.
Yep.
So once, in the early part of that year, with the number of storms that hit Lake Charles, it was very difficult. And then in October, we had another hurricane heading towards Louisiana. So I'm like, let's go, see what SpaceX is doing, I guess. So I came out here for 3 days. Lake Charles was up then, but man, it looked like a war zone. I mean, hotels, roofs torn apart, neighborhoods. It still hadn't recovered because it got hit by 2 hurricanes back to back.
Yeah.
So I hit the Kingsville supercharger, had to charge up to 100% because the only other supercharger was on South Padre Island.
Wow.
There was none, in 2020, there was none in
and there's
McAllen.
Nothing between here and Kingsville either.
Yeah.
I mean, period.
Yeah, nothing but, there's a lot more windmills now.
Yeah.
But, there was, none in McAllen, no supercharger in McAllen, none in Harlingen or Brownsville or anything, just on South Padre Island. So I had to charge up to 100% in the Standard Range and hope I made it to the island.
And keep the air conditioning off?
That's a myth.
It wasn't much.
That's actually a myth. Actually keeping the temperature at 72 to 74 degrees is the best thing to do.
Oh, okay, because the battery's cooling anyway.
Yeah, it's cooling the battery anyway, so it doesn't hurt it. If you put it for a higher or low temperature than what's trying to keep the battery, then you are making it work harder.
Okay, that's good to know.
But yeah, I was able to get down here. I still had plenty of a decent amount of range when I got down here for the two superchargers there, and talking to the hotel manager there, and he offered me the room at the great rate, and I'm still there, and that was when I started signing up for the first early beta releases of full self-driving, which just started out there just at the very beginning of the year, and started driving more. Decided to go ahead and do the Uber down here. Couldn't do Lyft because I had Louisiana tags, but for some reason Uber made an exception for me to do Louisiana tags. And December, just before, about a couple of weeks before the launch of the first Starship SN8, I'm driving past the McDonald's there in front on Padre Boulevard, and this dump truck kind of comes up alongside me, matches speeds, hubs of his wheel just grinds the entire side of my car, destroying it, destroying the hub and everything. And it's like, really? And that car...
This is on the driver's side.
Yeah, on the driver's side.
It just out of me.
Yeah, I mean, the car tried to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It moved all the way over to the shoulder and was trying to get up onto the sidewalk, but there are people on the sidewalk jumping out of the way because the guy came all the way over into my lane, pushing me onto the shoulder.
Oh, man.
And it was funny because the guy walks out, he has his phone, hands me his phone. His son's like, my dad doesn't speak English. He said he scratched your car. We can offer you $2,000. and I'm like, he just tore up the entire side of a new Tesla. And the kid's like, oh, shit.
Yep.
And there was no body shops down here that worked on Tesla, so it had to go all the way up to San Antonio. And the worst thing is, when it got to the body shop in San Antonio, after a couple of weeks, I called to find out, what the status was, and they were like, it's going to be about 6 months before we can get to an estimate. So it got moved to a different body shop. And when it got moved to a different body shop, they called me and asked me, what happened to the AC unit? What happened to the cameras? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, they're not in the car. And it turned out, just around the same time that I got hit, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, was doing a live stream there on Boca Chica Beach. And a pickup truck came off the beach and slammed into his Tesla. His Tesla was at the same shop mine first went to.
Really?
And they were taking parts from my car to fix his.
Oh.
So it took a while to figure out what was going on with those parts, which made it over 4 months before I got my car back.
Wow.
And it's like, I'm like, okay, really?
I wouldn't have been good with that.
No. It took a lot of arguing, what have you.
That's amazing. The two of you are talking. They're going, I didn't expect that.
Yeah. So I don't know if Tim knows it or not, but yeah, the cameras he has and probably the AC he has in his system is from my car. Because they were undamaged, and it was quicker to take it from a car there than wait forever because Tim was complaining how long the repair was taking. And this guy is pulling over for some reason, and the car handles it smoothly. I finally get the car back, and it's like, okay, I've only had this car barely a year, and it's already been
pretty much replaced.
4 months of it down, stuck in a rental vehicle, paying out of cash for a rental vehicle. And you can't do Uber and Lyft with a rental vehicle, so all I can do is, Uber Eats. So it was really fun, stressful. And it was like, I think after I got the car back, had it for another 4 months. I was coming back from Louisiana through Houston. It was pouring down rain. And somebody was in the exit lane on the right side, and all of a sudden they get in front of me and they come to a complete stop. So I made contact in the back of them, and my hood and everything got crushed up and everything. And then they pulled off and they got back onto the exit ramp and kept going. I don't know if they thought they were not supposed to be on the exit ramp. They came and stopped, and then realized, stopped in the middle of traffic on an interstate, and then went back. Never stopped. Talked to the police. No report was ever filed. Drove it back like that all the way from Houston with that crushed hood. It was kind of worrisome to drive it, but it handled okay driving all the way back. Then that went into the shop up in Rio Grande City. They now become a certified Tesla service center, so they started working on it. That took another 3-4 months. I kept having to argue with them. If a body shop or service center is authorized Tesla service center, if they order parts for your car, you personally will get an email from Tesla, not from the body shop, from Tesla, what parts are ordered and tracking numbers and stuff.
Oh, wow.
But they did not understand how to order directly from that, so they were ordering different ways that made it slower to get parts.
Okay.
So
yeah, sometimes that is not easy. I understand that.
yeah, I mean,
But it doesn't help.
They never talk to the rep, so they never learn that if they order directly, it's a high priority and it gets there quicker.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of trying to go around and order standard as if it's just for whoever. So I tried to help him out on that. So it took about 3 months to get the car back for that. And I'm really kind of feeling so on it.
Yeah, I would be.
Then we get to 2022 and everything's going good. The one time I'm not using full self-driving in the early days, the one time I'm not using it, some lady runs a red light and hits me.
She broadside?
Not broadside. She hit the left front tire.
The poor
wheel.
Front of this car.
Yeah, everything was always there on the left side. But I mean, and it just knocked the car over. It could have been repaired for about $8,000 because it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But it went up to R&R Collision up there again, and they kept saying that there is no total value on a Tesla. They're going to take off all the doors and everything, match the paint, make it look brand spanking new. Even though I kept telling them, just fix the damage and get me back on the road. They're like, we only do it one way. So they turned an $8,000 repair into a $37,000 repair.
Oh my. Which is about the cost, about the cost.
And the insurance company came back and they told me, it's like, well, we're going to declare it totaled. So I'm sitting there panicking. It's like, okay, I have this Model 3 Standard Range Plus that currently has 180,000 miles on it. And they're going to total it. I'm thinking they're going to give me a check for like $4,000 or $5,000, something like that. So I'm like, really feeling nauseous and sick about it. And they're like, so we're going to send you a check for $48,000. I'm like, excuse me?
Okay,
I guess I'll
sure.
take it.
$6,000 more than I paid for it after 180,000 miles. And that was Progressive. I mean, they took care of me. They did a great job. Because in Louisiana back then there was no Tesla insurance. Progressive handled it, and all of those claims through Progressive, they handled it. And then I got the Model 3 long range with performance boost. It was a loaner one up in the Dallas showroom. Only had 26,000 miles on it for $48,000, same price.
Wow.
Now, if we go back, me selling the stocks to buy the first car, I do a lot of IT work for doctors' offices and stuff like that. That's my field, IT. I told my doctor's office I was going to drive Uber and Lyft for a year or two, make the car a work vehicle, tax write-off, offset the capital gains tax, free car.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting upgraded again, still free car.
Wow. Yep.
And it had 26,000 miles on when I bought it with the performance boost. And that one I put 360,000 miles on it. Only one time did it ever have a little fender bender, and it was some guy who ran a light on the island and it clipped the rear end of the car. The car tried to get out of the way, but there's some on the right side. So even then, the early day of full self-driving, it tried. He clipped right at the charge port, damaging that little area. Didn't go to R&R Collision. I went to another place called Paint, Dent & More in McAllen, who are now Tesla certified. They did a great job. They got it so that I can, they finagled the charge port door so I can still plug it and charge. And they looked at it. They got all the parts they need to order for it. They ordered the parts. I kept driving the car for a couple of weeks. Parts came in. They got it in and out within a couple of days.
That's great.
Really nice. And but when I bought the second one, I decided to go ahead and go with Tesla insurance. So only had that one claim on Tesla insurance just a couple months after I had it there. So no claims since then.
I'm going possessed. Yeah, I think you're probably right on that.
The first one's possessed. The other one, 360,000 miles.
Yeah.
and that one little, I mean, it wasn't bad. Still completely drivable. Just the charge port damaged from the front of the truck. It's done an incredible job. And
so is this your third?
Yeah, this will be my third Tesla.
Okay. Any battery reduction on the 360,000, or some probably?
When I bought that one, it was a long range with performance boost. It had a total of a 280 mile range on a full charge.
Okay.
And now at 360, I'm at 202.
Okay.
And it's been at 202 since about 270.
Okay.
So
it had a drop and then it kind of stabilized.
It had a constant drop, but it's not linear. It's a kind of a curve. So it's kind of evened out, and it still seems to be doing great. Now, if that is what a normal person should expect, I can't say.
Mm-hmm. You have a different driving profile.
Yeah. I mean, I know my Dwelt power tools, the batteries, the ones that I use all the time, stay good. The ones that sit and don't get used, those batteries tend to die sooner.
Faster. It's crazy, isn't it?
So it could be that because I am always using that car, and I don't mean that in that Model 3 I wasn't just slow charging all the time. I was supercharging 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And going up to 100 quite a bit, which they say is no good.
Yeah.
But it's still, running good.
Well, good for you for sticking with Tesla after that first car. That would have made me want to think twice about it.
Yeah. I mean, it made me, think twice about it. And I could not blame. I can't blame Tesla.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the accidents and the delay. That's on the body shops. That's on the repair shops. The experience I had with the service center in New Orleans was phenomenal. The early days, Brownsville was just terrible. Mm-hmm. And they've gotten a lot better. And even then, when I got my car back, little things in the first one, like the front end just sounded noisy.
Like the suspension or the wheel itself, okay.
Yeah. Which was kind of a somewhat known issue. Mm-hmm. And it was still under warranty then. And the mobile service came out and replaced that in the parking lot.
Oh, that's crazy.
While SpaceX was launching one of the ships. And I asked the guy, well, did you get to see it?
Yeah.
Or did you see it? He was like, no, I was busy working on the car, concentrating on that. It's like, you're right there. There's the rocket. I'm there
30
filming.
seconds out of or whatever,
I'm sitting there setting up to film that one of the suborbital launches, and I get this text message. I'm here at the car. I'm like, okay, I messaged him back. I'm like, I'm a little busy here getting ready to film. He's like, that's okay. I'll take care of it. And I'm like, okay.
I thought it might have been, hey guys, I got this one. Yeah. I'm going out there. I'll fix this in the parking lot and I'll get to watch the launch.
Yeah. It was funny because he didn't even bother, but they did a great job. I mean, the mobile service came right out to wherever I was and took care of it right there. And it was surprising. I've gone through some of the undercovers, the aero covers underneath the bottom from all the dips and potholes I go through, just tear them up, and water, the deep water that car, both of my Model 3s have been through. I've got to the point where I replaced that one with an aftermarket aluminum one, which holds up great.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the plastic one that they have on here. This one here seems to be pretty good. I mean, I had some high water I dealt with, some of the splashing. It seems to hold up good. I haven't had any issues of it coming down yet. But, I haven't been in I have been in as deep of water or deeper than my Model 3. But this one sits up higher. Very good.
I didn't doggies. See it.
Two little puppies.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Impressed. Wow.
Yeah, I was I was wondering why it was braking.
I was looking out the front window to see.
I'm like, what are you braking? And it was braking before they got into the road as they're heading to it.
Yeah, because I didn't see them till they were like at the white line. Yeah.
It's like,
okay, saved 2 dogs this morning.
I mean, so it.
The thing about the car, too, I'm just gonna say, is it doesn't go like right now. My heart rate increased, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't. I know that sounds goofy, but you don't have to deal with some of the stress associated with that at some point. Right?
And that's what I've said. I can sit here and drive for 10 to 14 hours. And I'm always looking for what the car might do wrong.
Yep.
I'm always being vigilant on that. But I am a lot more relaxed. What this latest version, the 14.1.1, I think when I picked y'all up, I think the first time we were on 14.1.
Yeah. Yep, because they made one more update. Yep.
Yeah, and this is the one that came out over the weekend. No, you might have been. Yeah, you might have been on the latest too. I can't remember. I picked you up at the airport.
Saturday.
Okay, no, we were still on 14.1. 14.11 came out Sunday, I believe. I got to look that back up again. But yeah, I'm almost at the point where I would feel comfortable sleeping while the car drives.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned that to someone the other day, and they're like, "Oh, I can never be in the car while the car is self-driving and sleep." There's just no way. It's like, but you're taking a nap while the Uber driver's driving. You don't know that guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. You don't know how tired he is.
Yeah. Or how good of a driver you really don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have no clue, but you're comfortable sleeping with a total stranger driving you than an automated computer that is fleet-wide and is standardized that will handle everything like that. That kind of doesn't make sense.
You're right. I get the feeling of that because I get the feeling that one would have with that. But and part of that is I think it's like what you do is you've driven it and you get to feel comfortable with it. It still is amazing. This last little thing with the dogs, kind of And then last time we were driving and stopped with the police, which I was also impressed with because that's got to think about that, if you will. Right?
Yeah, that was the older version, the 14.1. It was a little awkward, for the police because it was really unnecessary at the time. This one here, it's doing a lot better. I had police on the other side of a divided highway, and it moved over, but didn't pull all the way over. Mm-hmm. And it handled it great. And even driving someone to the airport yesterday, an oncoming ambulance, it pulled over and stopped and made sure it cleared and then continued on smoothly. They were impressed with that. So they've tweaked it a little bit so it's not getting that uncomfortable,
Yeah.
So, there's definitely a difference in the versions, but
I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but that's one of the things that I kind of have to understand is it's not going to drive like I drive.
Right.
And that's because I might be more courteous. I might, the guy's coming on the on-ramp. The car's fine, says, yeah, he's going to come in behind me. He's figured all that stuff out. Where I'm like, oh, I'll just slow down and be that person. I have to realize that it isn't going to drive like me, just like somebody else will be driving the car.
But it is also very courteous.
Yes,
courteous.
It is.
It's very courteous.
Yes.
I was at a light, waiting for the light to turn green, and the guy's trying to come out of this gas station parking lot, and the car actually backed up a little bit to give him enough room so he can pass in front of me.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
It's like, okay, let him in. It's letting him in. So it does tend to be courteous, and I'm kind of wondering, okay. Another time I'm sitting at the light, and I'm a certain distance in the previous builds, certain distance from the car in front of me. All of a sudden, I feel the car sneaking forward close to the car in front of me, and I'm like, what are you doing? And it wasn't until I looked over my shoulder and saw there was somebody trying to get out of the parking lot behind me, so I moved forward to give him room.
Wow, yeah. And that's one of the things about having all those cameras, right? I mean, because it's seeing things that you normally, all at the same time, that your eyes can't do.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes, like for the dogs and stuff, I wish they would give us, you know,
a reason for what's happening.
Well, like a little camera here showing what it is looking at, why it's reacting to it. You know, just to give us, instead of us trying to look around. You know,
because sometimes you don't know. You don't know at all what it's looking, and it could be behind you or to the left or right.
And people say, oh, phantom braking. You know, it'd be nice if it would have that on the screen real quick so we know why it was phantom braking. There was a person put a video out complaining how bad the latest version is because it still has this phantom braking. And as he's driving, he's like, oh, there goes it. They're braking for no reason. It's like, if you look at the video closely, the car in the left-hand lane started coming into your lane. That's why it broke.
Yeah.
It wasn't for no reason. It saw him moving in towards your lane, so it was braking to let him get in front of you.
Yes. Is that guy normally a positive person for Tesla, or is always looking for faults?
I don't know, but Dan O'Dell just jumped on it. But I mean, even then, the guy, he disengaged, started reporting, you know, braking, you know, phantom braking, unknown reason. But even he had to turn the steering wheel because the car got in front of him. It's like, you didn't see that before. They're too quick to react to say the car did something wrong.
Yeah.
They're not sitting there looking, why did the car do that?
It's a different way of approaching it.
Yeah, and you know they're like, oh, it's pulling out into the, you know, into the lane, into the traffic too far. It's going too far forward. Well, I'm sorry, it's very hard, even if I get up here on the glass, to see my front bumper.
Yeah. Where
it terminates, so it feels like it is further out than what it is.
Yeah.
But whenever I check, no, it's not. It's still, you know, out. You know, it's just. It's not like, you know, in a vehicle where you can see where your bumper is. And I was noticing that I really can't see the front of the car. It's just a slope going down.
Which I find is in most respects, a valuable thing. Because then you're not looking over it. It's like the truck, our truck. It's like, I can't see anything 6 feet in front of my car. Or the truck. You're just not going to see anything that close.
Yeah, the Cybertruck is kind of crazy.
Oh, I meant the we have a Ford F-350 too, and it's like a school bus front end where, you know, some kids down there, I can't see them.
And with the Model Y, with the new, you know, front camera, it's, you know, really nice.
Yeah,
what you can see in there.
No, the Cybertruck is good that way actually too. You've got a long front end, but it's not in the way like a what I would call a standard truck design.
Yeah, I think my Chevy Tahoe is the same way. It's kind of hard to see what's in front of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even for me, when I'm pulling in manually into a parking space or what have you, it's like, am I far enough up?
Yeah.
You know, and I get out, I'm like, there's a lot more distance there than what I thought it would be.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I can pull up more. Yeah.
One of the things I learned on this Cybertruck was it drops to the lowest height when you're parked. Unless you specify otherwise. But one of the things I have to kind of be careful of is I've got a trailer hitch on the back of the Cybertruck. And so if there is one of those concrete parking blocks or barriers, I have to be careful that if I go over the top of it with the truck, that it doesn't just set down on top of it. Now, I have not done that because I'm not sure if the camera knows that or not. But it was like, oh,
does it go down that low, though?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, sometimes I'll say too, it can be at you know, where there's a curb style there too, which can be higher, especially down here for some reason. Curbs are higher, maybe because of the rain and things like that. I don't know, but so that's something it has never hit, but it's something you go, oh, as I was getting out, it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, this thing lowers down. So I can't see if it's I don't know that it's a fault or if it's smart enough to figure it out. I just have to be aware of it.
Yeah. And hopefully they catch up on the full self-driving on the Cybertruck and get
they will.
out there.
The cool part is it keeps coming, and it's, I don't know, I just love the fact that stuff keeps coming. We got the Tron. Did you get the Tron update on yours?
I don't think that's in this build yet.
Okay.
That's in the later one.
That was kind of cool. It's just fun. I don't know. It was fun.
I wish they'd add more like that. I want a Halloween thing, not just a Christmas thing. You know? Let's have, zombies and other things going around.
Zombies? They
instead of
the
people.
dogs into a zombie. See, the problem is you'd want to hit the zombie. Right? When
you put it, when you put it into Christmas mode, the cars, the sleigh and reindeer, and other cars are reindeer, and people are elves.
Yeah.
Let's have a Halloween one. And I don't know, this latest one here, it wants to stay in this lane here. It thinks this is a 2-lane. That's nav issue, but it's not.
Speaking of Cybertrucks, we went out to Starbase on Sunday.
Yeah.
And there are, I don't know how many, 50, 75, and they were unloading them off.
There's close to 1,000 of them over there.
Wow.
They're changing out their entire fleet of work vehicles all to Cybertrucks.
Which makes tons of sense.
Yeah, because if you have a regular truck and you need gas, you got to drive to Brownsville.
Yep.
Why not just...
And now that whole spot where the Starbase is, and you probably saw it, is all one big charger after another, just like the residential style chargers.
And a little bit of inside information. The employees can rent a Cybertruck for $100 a month.
What a deal.
I gotta work there. I no longer have a choice.
But I mean, I was talking about the other day, what Tesla could do is all the service centers.
Yeah.
Become a Tesla car rental. And just rent Tesla. Instead of hurting with it. Think about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's
$250.
I mean, just think about it. You have Tesla rented and Tesla. They encourage you to get insurance policy. People get to drive Tesla for a week or two, rent it, and when they come back, and that car can be yours for now.
Yeah.
Instead of having a loaner vehicle, use Tesla as a loaner vehicle. You can rent it out, they can use it out. The more they rent it, the lower the price goes. Eventually, someone's like, "Get me $20." That might be what you're saying. That's why I think they would prefer. Hey, my Model 3, like I said, I transferred the full self-driving to this one here. So if I'm going to drive the Model 3 for an office today, if they had a baby option, I think this might be.
Thanks a lot, man.
Have a good trip. Where y'all heading back to? Which part of it? I used to live up in Hagerstown area, so that area up there. No problem. Have a good flight. Now let's see how that did my insurance now, as we're coming up still within the early morning. So I'm going to have the maximum hit for the FSD, still 14.2 for both drives. So it's not going to go down any more than that, but I'm still at 100% FSD. But you still get dinged for late night driving, leaving me at 87. So I'm gonna get back and try to get a little bit of rest, and then try to hit my day and continue this. Hope y'all enjoyed this little trip here. I need to go back and try to work on some videos as it's going. Boom, nothing else is open yet. Can't get no coffee or anything yet anywhere. Let's go to the Los Fresnos way. Engage. Parking charger. Okay, no problem. we're off. But yeah, seeing the little dogs at night caught us all off guard. We weren't sure why it was stopping. I touched nothing. Now, you know, I wish if I can record 24/7, but it takes a long time. And to get this video out, I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to do that. It might be a quick drop and drag and exporting it and uploading it. For y'all to see. And I don't know, might try to get some clips and highlights if I have time. I still have literally thousands of pictures to go through from the launch. I also have, you know, my morning drive-by that I did of the launch site. The pictures from that, I need to stack those. Now, coming into the airport, I don't know why it hung out in the right-hand lane. It would not get over to that left-hand lane. And that's not an issue with full self-driving itself. That is a navigation data issue or what have you. Something to do with that. I mean, it used to do it fine. In 14.1, it did it fine. You know, I don't think much navigation data has changed much. But that is not a safety critical issue. Now, if there was another car in the other lane, okay, then it may have gotten the hint that it's okay to get in that lane. That's if there was another car there. But very nice people. They have a Cybertruck, and they love their Cybertruck, and they are really, really impressed. You know, I did tell you to go the other way, and it has automatically chosen it's going to go this way. Okay. It didn't listen to me. Yeah. On that note, yeah, right here, it's doing 50. It thinks it's in a 30. It's actually a 55 here. And I wasn't looking close enough. I don't think there was a speed limit sign. I think that on this stretch, that speed limit sign is missing for the 55. But we would let it go, and it's doing 50 or 49. But, you know, like I said, I would love to sit here and just record all the time, but usually when I'm not recording, I'm watching, you know, have a YouTube video going or listening to my music or something, so can't really, you know, do that while I'm recording. That's why I kind of ramble to stay awake here. It's kind of wild to have the high beams all the time, but you might be able to notice how it's turning off certain pixels so it's not shining into that car's eyes for the oncoming traffic. That's a part of the adaptive headlights. You see how the signs here are nice and well lit. but the area around where the oncoming car is not. But the trees over here are nice and lit. It's because it's turning on certain pixels just to highlight everything but the other vehicles. Which is cute, cool technology. It makes things a lot more visible and clearer at night. More comfortable than if I was in the Model 3. For me, it feels like they have the high beams on, which they probably do. Where you can see how the lights just flickered there briefly around the trees as that car passed. It's wild how much this lights up. Well, I say if you see, I don't know what you see until afterwards, if it shows up enough for you. But this is another reason why I don't understand the late night driving aspect of the Tesla insurance. Again, don't ding us for driving late night, but make all the other things that we can be dinged for double or triple or even quadruple between those hours. So instead of just automatically dinging us for driving between those hours, just make anything else on that y'all do just weigh a lot more heavier. Now I can see in a big city, Houston, what have you, where there's a lot of traffic, a lot of drunks out this hour. Here, we don't have people are asleep. It's quiet. You don't see that many. All you see is a bunch of red flashing lights all over the place. And these windmills, and they all synchronize all at the same time. Occasionally there might be one or two that's out of sync, but most of them are always synced up. But yeah, impressive. The only time I intervened so far was at the touch panel to the neighborhood, where it just didn't get close enough. I mean, it tried. If it was closer, I could have entered the pin. Now, if I would have let it go, it might have gone into the other gate, which is further down around. So I don't know if it was trying to reroute that way to see, maybe since the car is not watching me, maybe I couldn't get the pin to work on that gate, so maybe it was going to reroute and go to the other gate. Maybe it didn't know it wasn't close enough for me to do it. A little recommendation to the Tesla people working on the full self-driving, when it comes to like a gate like that where we have to enter a PIN code, which would also apply to like a drive-through at a restaurant, a checkpoint with the officers. Why don't we use something to trigger on? Okay, that's right. Why don't we use something to trigger on? Like when I'm pulling up, if my window is down, you stay stopped. Once I start raising that window, then you proceed. Because that way I can pull up to the drive-through window, I roll down my window, I wait. Once I get all my food and stuff, Once I start rolling up my window, that means I'm done. Proceed. Now, when I get to a gate and have to enter a PIN, well, yeah, you can see when the gate starts opening, you can proceed, but you can wait until I enter the PIN or the code. This is always a tight turn here because I cannot see the traffic coming from the right-hand side. I have to physically turn around in my car seat to be able to see back in that angle. Can't see it in the mirrors because it's such a comes in like this. Very hard to see. I'm just gonna drop it down to sloth mode. I don't like small towns. But yeah, it's handling this great for that, little curb as well. And as I was telling him, I am at the point where I would be comfortable sleeping in the car while it drives. It has not done anything unsafe. And I will kind of challenge, I would love to challenge any of the videos that are pointing out unsafe things that it's doing. And I kind of don't think it's unsafe. I think it's uncomfortable. And that's because they're not driving and it's not the way they would drive. But you have to go by how you feel, what makes you comfortable. So if you think the car is doing something it shouldn't do, by all means intervene. Don't come back and say, "Well, Keith said it is completely safe and I can go to sleep." No, we still have to pay attention. It's still not unsupervised. It's still supervised full self-driving, so we still have to pay attention. I'm just saying, once a version comes out that is unsupervised version, I think for me, after maybe 2 weeks of driving it, I wouldn't mind just kicking back and going to sleep. And for that, I definitely do not want to see this late night driving thing, because I can see on the island driving and then kicking back and going to bed at nighttime, waking up in San Antonio the next morning, or Austin or Houston. Yeah, I'll wake up in the middle of the night to go and plug in, for the different stops I need, and use the bathroom. I'm an old man. Yeah, I get up in the middle of the night and use the bathroom. That's what happens to us old men. We do that quite often. But that would, make traveling a lot more relaxing. I can actually get home and check my house more often. It's an 11-hour drive one way. If I'm asleep for 8 of that, at least I'm good and refreshed. An hour and a half before I go to bed, an hour and a half after I wake up, be awake. That's not much of my. That would give me the rest of the day. A whole lot cheaper than flying. So full self-driving can give you more. Can give you more time in your day by it doing the driving, especially if you were asleep. Say I had a network job to do, or a doctor's office, I had to go work on their equipment. I can enjoy my day here at the island and let the car drive overnight, get there, be there, not having to deal with the airlines, saving a lot of money, not having to pay for a plane ticket, going through the checkout and hoping the planes are on schedule and everything else, just to get in the car and let it go. Kick back, work on your laptop while the car drives, and get all your stuff going. Do your, you get done your job, and you tell the car to head to your next job site. And while it's driving, you're sitting there doing all your paperwork from the previous job. So full self-driving will give you more time to do things. Letting the car do the driving will give you more time. And honestly, look what it did. It did a great job stopping for the dogs. It did not jam on the brakes. And it wasn't like some other vehicles that only do that when the animals are in front of the car. It saw them before they even got in front of the car and started doing that. And myself and my passengers, they did not even see it. They were watching what the car was doing. It caught them by surprise as well. Yeah, this is a long-ass drive video. If you watch it all the way through, congratulations. And sorry to bore you. But, if I upload it, this is uncut. This is, not a crazy drive. It's a normal everyday or every night type of drive. It's what it's like. And I wish if things were more crazy, to really say, oh wow, look at this. Everybody would say, hey wow, look at this video, look at what it did, But no, this is just a natural video. A long 2-hour round trip. 2:30, 3:30, yeah, maybe a total of 2 hours. Sorry it's so long, but if you watched, and if you caught all the commercials, if you clicked through the commercials or skipped some of the commercials, that's okay. Maybe if I make a couple of dollars, that'd be nice. YouTube, the way it works on the advertising, it's really hardly anything. This past couple of weeks, it's been pretty good with the FSD videos. I made a whopping $42. Not much. $42. That might get my Google payment thing up over 100, because they only pay you out once you get over $100. I've had one payment this year, back in I think February, but that's how little money comes in on the channel. The first Starship launch, that made made a nice little bit of money there. Only about $200 on that one. It was really impressive that one video did it. But that was the first Starship launch video live stream that I did. The others, I think people lost interest, or they might have decided to go to other channels that have a lot better, higher production value. sorry that I'm not doing extremely high quality production with, producer and, all the different slides and everything else for it. It's just me. It's just me. I don't have any helpers. I don't have any assistants for the launches. I'm spending hours carrying stuff up and down the stairs, setting them up, getting exhausted. It's just me. Increased attention required. It sees, the vehicles with the emergency lights on, or the blinkers on. So it's asking me to have increased attention. It's actually slowing down and proceeding past them slowly. And it's actually moving over a little further. So, it handled that nicely too. And, like my passenger was saying, it may do things that's uncomfortable to him. That's because he's thinking of the way he drives. And you have to get out of that mindset, because the car is not going to be you. Hopefully it'll be a better driver than you. So it might do things a little different than you. That is not a fault of the car. It's not learning the way you drive. It's learning the best practices from all drivers in it that is being trained on. I don't have an option to report errors unless I disengage, and honestly I haven't really disengaged for any safety critical reasons to report. I am really hoping that Tesla does look at the data from my drives, not just my reports. I hope they can see a lot more of my data. I do have my Starlink dish going. I do, have my laptops uploading stuff and what have you, and I'm watching the road more than the phone here. So, I am sending in a bunch of data. And just to let you know, so far this past month, data usage, I have pushed out 679 gigabytes of data so far. Through the car. And that's through the mobile Starlink in the back. I wish if I had some of my network equipment on there so I can break it down and see what is transferring all of that, if that's the phones, if that's my laptop, and what is the car. What has the car sent out? And the Starlink doesn't seem to save that, or at least I haven't dug into the software that much in here. But right now, I have the Wi-Fi turned off in the car. Turn it back on here. Yeah, there we go. So I can see. I would like to see the entire history. I would like to be able to go in here and see. I want to see the entire data from this one unit for the entire month, not just the current session. Because if I reboot the Starlink, it resets that and it doesn't show it. Give me more history on each device, so I can see just how much my car's been sending out, how much data. Even though I just turned it on, it's already, talking a little bit from the car. And that just could be nav data, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping Tesla is seeing all this data I'm gathering. Not too many people out there drive as much as I do. You know, there are other people who do Uber and Lyft, but in the bigger cities, a lot of their drives are only 1 or 2 miles here and there. Me being way out here, the airports are 40 miles away. You're looking at 80-mile round trip for one ride. The pay sucks. It's not what it should be. Uber and Lyft just seem to be taking more and more all the time, and it is really heartbreaking. And a ride from the island to the Brownsville airport used to pay between $24 and $26 on Uber a couple of years ago, before tip. And then in the past year, it dropped down to around $17. The customers are being charged the same. And now here recently, the exact same drive, only paying $13? To drive 24 miles one way, 45 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes one way is only paying $13. That's nowhere near what it used to be. And I don't know. Like I said, it's frustrating. I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing it. I enjoy it. It's relaxing. It's soothing to me. It's not as stressful. I'm not having to deal with remote help desks on work orders and trying to understand what the guy is saying on the other end and try to explain to him why he is wrong. I mean, I have been in the computer field since the 70s. Sometimes I get on sites and I see what the problem is, and they want something else done, and it's like, why? That's not going to fix it. I cannot tell you how many times I've had work orders where they wanted me to replace an access point at a hotel and can't get it back up, and I keep telling us the cabling. They need to redo the cabling. The cable is bad. Well, let's ship out another access point, see if that will take care of it. I mean, it used to work, so why would the cable be bad if it used to work? It's what I've heard. It's like, there's a number of reasons, but things break. Little critters chew on stuff every now and then. But they got to go by their little plan book. Yeah. And it's just like, it's frustrating. Especially when you're going out to work on a manufacturer's piece of hardware, not just networks, but like a computer, a desktop, what have you. And you see it's definitely a problem with the desktop. It's definitely a hardware error. But the help desk does not want you to tell the customer that, because they don't want it to be covered under warranty. So they will try to, find, this has to be, let's say it was a virus, I mean, it's frustrating when you see that. don't like to lie to the customers. Years ago, I used to work for a computer shop, and they used to do that all the time, make up stuff, and I'm like, it was just a loose wire. I reconnected it. It works fine now. Why charge them? Well, let's just say we had to replace the power supply and all that stuff, and yeah, it's like, I feel you get better customer service by not taking advantage of the customer. That's me. Yeah. You know, I see posts on X. Someone made a comment, and it's like, yeah, with the way the full self driving is, you know, I find it uncomfortable not using it. And my comment is like, when do you not use it? I use it all the time. Yeah, some people may want to drive themselves and what have you, but, you know, if I want to drive myself, I'll get in the Model 3 and do that 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, you know.